if it's your first time here, we basically talk about money-related subjects like real estate, the stock market, crypto, credit cards, credit unions, banks, side hustles, and we throw in a little splash of travel hacks. If any of that is what you're into, do me a favor, don't delay. Go ahead, hit the subscribe, hit the like, share the video, pop the notification bell so you know when something new is dropping. Without any further ado, because I greatly appreciate your time, let's jump right into today's subject. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about real estate and real estate investing to be particular. Many people jump into real estate investing every year for the first time. Newbie investors, hoping that they get it right and don't get it wrong, because making a bad investment of that magnitude of the cost of lots of real estate in many markets can be like catastrophic for the average person. So they try to seek out a good, trustworthy, efficient, and knowledgeable agent, raising my hand, licensed realtor for over 12 years, and consider myself to be all of that as far as knowledgeable, efficient, capable, and I care whether or not my clients succeed. And in many cases, they don't get that. They don't get told like the full story. They just get told the roses version, like, oh, you're going to make all this money, you're going to have tax breaks, you're going to have this, you're going to have that. But they don't get told the real estate nightmares, guys. And that's what I'm going to tell you in this video. I'm going to tell you about the real estate nightmares so you know what not to do. So I'm going to put up a couple of quick pictures. This could be someone's first investment here. First, I just got like a little single family home up here, and it's a nice little single family home, and depending on what it's paid, what you pay for it and what it rents for in the area that you're going to be in, it could end up being a really good investment, And then we're going to look at this other picture here. Now this is a 3 or 4 unit building, considering on whether or not you consider the garden unit a actual legal unit, and that varies by state, city, county where you are located. So this particular investment, could be very lucrative for you, and it could be an absolute pain in the butt, and it just depends on how you manage it and everything, what you pay for it, what it rents for, how nice that you make it so you can attract the right types of tenants. All of this plays a role. But what happens when you aren't minding your own business? Now, what do I mean when I say that? Okay, lots of people, they buy properties in areas that they don't live. Whether you don't live in that state, maybe you're buying something in Indiana, but you live in Florida. Or maybe you're just buying something on the north side of your town and you live on the south side of your town. You need to keep an eye on your investment, because if you don't, someone else may be. Now, in the event of you living in the same area, go check on it. Check on it often. Put security on it. We got technology now. Use cameras. Make sure you are watching your investment. If it's in a state that you don't live in, it's a good idea to still do everything I just said, but add an additional layer. Find some reliable boots on the ground where you are, or where that property is, so you don't end up like people that are experiencing real estate nightmares. Let me give you an example. I'm gonna put a story up here. Chicago woman says stranger moved into home for sale and refuses to leave. And then you see the caption here. They said, unfortunately, they couldn't prove she was trespassing. We have to go to court. Now, this actually happened in my hometown of Chicago. And what happened was an investor bought a property in a fairly desirable area. I know exactly where this area is, and they did not live in the area. They paid contractors to go and renovate the home so they could sell it and make a profit, right? Real estate investor, American dream. But since they never took a look, never checked on their property, a squatter broke in, created a fake lease, and once the owner actually found out about it, they went and, of course, tried to go through the channels, calling the police. The police said, hey, they showed us a lease. We can't prove that they're trespassing. It's no longer a criminal matter. Now it's a civil matter. You have to go to eviction court. Okay, so let me give you the full 411. Some states are their eviction process favors landlords. Some states, the eviction process favors tenants. In Cook County, in which Chicago is located, the eviction process definitely favors tenants. That doesn't mean you can't get them out, but you better know what you're doing, and you're going to need an attorney. So now this person, this investor, this first-time investor, is going to have to hire an attorney, still incur water bills, taxes. I mean, still, so this property is costing you. You don't know what kind of damage that this squatter that's taking refuge there is doing to the place. So you don't know how much money it's going to cost you to get it back on track. But you got to go through a process now, an eviction process that could take weeks or months for you to get possession of your own property back. This could have been alleviated if the person was keeping an eye on their property. This is a nightmare that they don't tell you about, guys. When you go and buy these homes or these small buildings, 2, 3, 4 units as an investment, and you fix them up, but you got somebody else doing it, but you're not keeping an eye on your own investment, this could happen to you. This is not a rare instance. This happens. Now, somebody out there is saying, well, hey, I'm not going to buy a home to do a traditional renter. I'm going to do an Airbnb. You know what? Airbnb guests do it too. And as an owner of an Airbnb, you're in an even position of lesser strength, because at least when you're renting to a traditional renter, you can really vet them. And you can vet them as harshly as you want to. You can ask for all types of information as long as you're in compliance with local and federal housing and rental laws. When Airbnb, you usually don't know a whole lot about the people that are going to be doing this short-term rental at your home, whether they're renting a couple of rooms or whether they're renting the entire home. You don't know that much about them. So what if this happens with an Airbnb? Okay, let's talk about if this does happen with an Airbnb. So if you have a squatter go in and they don't leave, and you reach out to Airbnb, here's what the type of response that you may get. Airbnb will tell you that they'll try to help you, but if the tenant has established tenancy rights, they're not going to be able to do anything for you. Furthermore, if you had to evict an Airbnb guest that will not leave, you will have to go through the same eviction process as you would with a traditional tenant. And if you're counting on this Airbnb rental income to be able to cover the mortgage, or do like some people do and lease a property and then Airbnb it, which I do not recommend. And as an owner, I would make sure it's in the lease that they are not able to do that. And I strongly advise you to do the same. You're going to you're going to be in a really, really bad situation. So the moral of this story is real estate is fantastic. It's great. It's how a lot of millionaires have created some of their income, amassed some of their wealth. In some cases, a large majority of their wealth. But you got to know the rules of the game so you can play it and play it well. And not watching over your investment could prove fatal from a financial standpoint. So I say that to tell you this. If you're going to invest somewhere locally, take some of the steps that I talked about earlier to keep an eye on your own property, even when you don't have your own eye on your own property. Take those steps. Get some boots on the ground. Get some type of security, some type of surveillance, so you'll know what's going on. Hey, get friendly with some neighbors that'll actually call you because they care about the quality of the neighborhood. They live there. They'll tell you when something's going on. Do everything you can to put yourself in a position of strength, and ditto this plan if you live in another area, another state, somewhere far away. Do everything you can to be able to still track your property remotely. Use the technology that we have available to us. Okay? So, hey, just thought I would share that because I feel like it's not talked about enough. Real estate nightmares, because I don't want you to have them. I want you to have real estate dreams come true. Okay? So, hey, make sure you subscribe, like, share that video, pop the notification bell if you found any value in it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. I'll be back soon. As the bargain brother, I do approve the message that I just gave you. And on that note, guys, I'm out.